Hello everyone, welcome to KD Food Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching my channel and subscribe to my channel to support me. Yay! And xin chào các bạn đến channel của KD Food Kitchen. Today I'm gonna show you how to bake the most perfect cream puff and a lot of different kind of topping that you can use because this is so easy to make. And also it's very delicious, so when you bring it to a party, people will really appreciate you. So let's get started, okay? So to make a perfect cream puff, what are we looking for? So we're looking for a cream puff that has hollow inside, so we can put that yummy filling inside. And I'm gonna show you how to make the filling custard inside as well, because it takes a lot of like a big amount of space inside that cream puff, so therefore it has to be yummy too. If not, then you know, it's just a cream puff. Okay, so but we want like the perfect cream puff. So now remember, we're gonna let it boil first before we start adding our salt and sugar. So we will need about half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar. We're gonna add in, and then we're gonna start with our batter. And we also will need about 1 cup of all-purpose flour. So I do add in 1 tablespoon of the self-rising flour. No. So what will this do? So this will help raise our cream puff a little bit, so a little bit taller. So but if you can't find the self-rising flour, that's okay. You can use just 1 cup of the all-purpose flour. Now you know, sometimes we ladies like to add on a little bit here to help us, you know, a little bit taller, and nothing harm in that. So if you have it perfect, you don't, no problem at all, but the self-rising flour will give us that little bit a lift on our cream puff. Okay, so we're gonna get started here. So we'll add in 1 cup of water. And 1 stick of butter, about 113 grams. After we mix in well, we're going to turn on our stove to medium again, and continue. So looks like it's about to be done here. We're gonna transfer ours into the KitchenAid mixer to let it cool down. So after we get the batter about 2 or 3 minutes here, we're gonna put at just a low speed, just kind of like get the cool down a little bit before we add in our egg. See how this steam coming out? We don't want to bake our eggs, so we're just gonna let it run for like about 5 minutes, and then we can start adding our eggs. So let's get our eggs here. So we need about 4 large eggs for our cream puff batter here. We're gonna give it a little whisk here. Alright, so it's cooled down a little bit here, so you can touch it, and it's not hot anymore. We're going to start adding our eggs slowly. So we're going to continue putting like this speed 4. If you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, you can definitely do this with the hand mixer, and it should do a job as well. Or you can use your hand. It just needs a lot of power. So once you see it's not as wet anymore, you can start adding more eggs here. We're gonna add the rest of our eggs. I'm gonna give it a last stir up. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a very stiff pig, and I'm going to show you a technique to know when it's ready, okay? So now, we're going to let it run at a higher speed. So I'm going to change up to speed 6, and then I'm going to let it run for about 5 minutes. I'm going to put at 6. Okay, it's about 5 minutes, so we're gonna check our pig here. So what you will do to test, you see this, they have a stiff pig. When you touch it, you have a sharp. But one way is you're gonna run your finger down like this, and if it doesn't collapse together, the dough, then the batter is ready. So we did that, and it didn't come in together, so our batter is ready. So that's how you would test it. Okay, so let's see if... So I ran through my finger here, and it didn't come in together. So that's when our batter is ready. So we're gonna transfer into our piping bags. So for the piping, I'm using the tips, the Article 808. So if you have, or you can use Wotan 1A, should be the same size. So I'm going to use this here. I'm going to put in our batter here. So here's our batter here. So my tip to know when it's ready is, well, first you can check for the pig, right? So if it's very stiff, then it's ready. Well, the second very proof tip is that you run your finger through the batter, like create a tunnel, and if it doesn't start to collapse in together, then you have perfect batter, because you want to just stay where it's at. So we don't want to like a narrowing tunnel. We want like, you know, stay where it's at, right? So that's my tip for you. It's perfect every single time. So you could do that. And now we're going to start piping. So here's our batter, guys. So if you have like a pointy part, don't worry, just dip your finger with water a little bit, and then you're gonna dab on top, and you're just gonna mush it out. Alright, looks good. So you have two options. So you can do either egg wash to give that golden look at the end, or you can do like me. I'm just gonna use the confection sugar and just gonna sprinkle on top to give that effect after it's baked. You can be very generous. So I usually like to preheat my oven before I start preparing this. So it's been preheating for over 15 minutes now and sitting at 375 Fahrenheit. We're gonna bake this for 35 minutes, okay? So we're gonna put it in our oven. Alright guys, so while waiting for the cream puff to be baking, we are gonna start our custard filling for our cream puff here. So I don't know about you, but for me the custard has to be really good because it takes a lot of space inside that cream puff, because remember we want a hollow cream puff, so so we put this yummy custard inside. So I'm going to show you how to make the best filling for our cream puff here. So we're going to need about once we see the paste forming, we want to stop. We're going to transfer it into a bowl here. Love the golden color. So here's our custard, but it's not done yet. We're gonna let it cool down. We're gonna cover it up and just make sure to cover all the way inside, because we don't want a layer of it to be foam on top. So we have to make sure that we covering it well. Just tap on top so get all the air out. And then we're gonna keep it in the fridge. And then give it like about an hour or two and we're going to take it out. So like I said, if you want to do this in a day in advance or before you start your cream puff shell, you can do that, okay? Alright guys, so it's been cooling down and we're going to go ahead and make our cream puff filling, the custard here. So I make the whipped cream at home. It's very easy to make. If you're interested in the recipe, let me know in the comment. I'll give you the recipe for the whipped cream here. And it tastes so much better when it's homemade. So when you start making your own whipped cream, you probably won't want to buy the store-buy anymore. And so it doesn't cost like, you know, dripping water or anything. It's very stable because I'm using confection sugar. So with a lot of cornstarch inside already, so it helps to stabilize the whipped cream. So we're gonna put our whipped cream in here. So for this batter, I'm using about 160 grams of the whipped cream here. We're gonna give it a little whip. I'm gonna go ahead and add in slowly our custard here. After 2 minutes run here, we're gonna check with my clean finger and see how smooth it is. Pretty smooth, and have a taste. It's so good, guys, so good. So this is perfect. I'm gonna take it out and we'll put in our piping bag, and this is very addicting. It's so good. It smells really, really yummy, and it transfer it in. And we don't want to transfer in too much because you don't want to put in a lot, because if it's too much, it's harder for you to pipe our pastry. So I think I'm just gonna do half first. Voila. And when you look at that here. Alright guys, so there you have it. This is our cream puff just out of the oven. It's still pretty hot, so I won't be cracking up for you to show the whole inside. Let it cool down a little bit here, but you can see that it's very, very pretty. It gives that high rise, and it has that characteristic cracking that a cream puff should have, like a kind of like a rose, right? So it's very pretty, and it's pretty light, so it's probably very hollow inside. And the top, you can hear, if you prick your finger a little bit, you can hear that cracking sound a little bit. It's a sign that's a perfect one, because you don't want like a very soft cream puff. So this is very, very nice. So I'm gonna let it cool down, and then we will add in our filling. Alright guys, look at our cream puff. Is very pretty, very golden here. So I will open one to show you inside to see if it's hollow or not, okay? And look at that. Look at that. Enough filling here. So I'm going to do two types. One is our custard that I made, I showed you earlier, and one is the just a whipping cream, strawberry whipping cream, right? And so let's do we're gonna use this tip here. So it has a long thin tip, so where we can poke the bottom, so we can put on our filling here. So we're gonna do that for our, and notice it's on the bottom, is very smooth. Will you look at that? Isn't that perfect? This here, we're gonna put in the whipped cream. Ooh. Like that. And for the whipped cream, we're going to do the strawberry. So we're going to add in our strawberry here. Beautiful. We're going to give it a little bit of dust here with the confection sugar. You can also do a little bit of chocolate glaze with pistachio on top. I microwave 4 ounces of the bittersweet chocolate here, and I'm going to add in the corn syrups. This will give us the glaze that we want, and about 1/4 cup of butter. So after take out from the microwave for 1 minute, we're going to mix it up here, let it melt. So give it a little whisk. Nếu mà các bạn cảm thấy nó hơi còn bị cứng đó, thì mình có thể hâm thêm khoảng 10 giây nữa. syrup này. So 1 tablespoon of corn syrup in. So we're gonna dip them. Wow, look at that. Nó rất là bóng như các bạn. This is very glossy. So that's what we're looking for. And then we're gonna top it with a little bit of the pistachio. And I'm gonna make it even more prettier. I'm gonna add in a little bit of the edible gold paper. Like that. Okay, so there you have it. So this is our cream puff. I did so many different ways for you, so you can, see which one you like better, and you can do it, and you can bring it to the party. I'm sure your friend or your coworker will really, really like it. So if you have any question, let me know, and I will do my best to answer as soon as I see it. Okay? And until next time, bye bye.